Hello and welcome to this week's Profit Maximizing Moment. This show is dedicated to helping business owners dramatically improve their bottom line with our weekly profit maximizing tips that you can use now. I'm your host and coach, Wayne Bilal. I'm also the founder of a local CPA firm that works with business owners to help them make more money and keep it from the IRS. I do that with our profit coaching programs and our tax planning systems, which we just finished tax planning season. Though to be honest about it, we've changed programs, changed the way we're doing it. We basically are going to be doing tax planning season all year, because as soon as we finish somebody's tax return, we're going to meet with them to do tax planning. So, and we've saved, I've not even kept count. So it's like over $7 to $8 million in tax plan savings that we've done so far. Look, while legal, love my clients, like I say every week, but we don't want to share a jail cell with them. Today, we're going to talk about increasing sales. Break that up a little bit. I was going to do something, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. But first, support for today's show is brought to you by Profit Maximizing Publishing, which published my book, The 90-Day Profit Reset, which shows you how to gain your independence from reduced cash flow, shrinking margins, and evaporating customer base. In this book, you will find chapter after chapter, idea after idea about how you can turn around your business and reset your profits from red to black in 90 days or fewer. Even entrepreneurs who are making money can pick up things from this book that'll help them increase their profits even more. Before I get going, Happy New Year. Hope everybody's back at work. We're so happy January gets here. Believe it or not, for our firm, January is one of our slowest months of the year. We're picking up the pieces from last year because not everything got done, and getting ready for the coming tax season. Hopefully everybody here had great holidays, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. And you're getting back to work, which is a great time to start looking at increasing your profits. And, the last one I think I did was using it was either the last one or one before that was how to use the 10% profit formula to thrive during tough economic times. And let me refresh your memory on what the profit formula was. I start off by having a 10% increase in leads, add to that a 10% increase in the conversion of these leads into paying customers, then a 10% increase in annual sales amount per customer, add to that a 10% increase in referrals from current customers, and then a 10% increase in customer retention. And that equals much more than a 10% increase in sales. I've seen it equal 100% or more if you do it right. But you're not done, because sales is part of the formula. Sales minus expenses and cost of goods sold equals profit. So the next thing to do is a 10% increase in efficiencies due to the improvement in systems and training, and then a 10% decrease in product cost, overhead expenses, and income taxes. And that's what gets you a massive increase in profits. Now, originally, I was going to do today just increasing sales, so I kind of messed up my social media, my team that puts together the emails and things like that. But I looked at it, and it's just a lot. I was going to fly through it, and I went, I want to break it into smaller pieces. So today I'm just going to talk about a 10% increase in how to get the steps and recommendations that I usually do when I'm coaching somebody on the ways to get a 10% increase in getting qualified leads. Next week, we'll talk about getting how to, again, the steps to do to convert those leads into customers. And then we'll break it the week after that, a 10% increase in the annual sales per customer. And then we'll talk about a 10% increase in referrals from current customers. So rather than flying through this real fast, it'll take a little bit longer time. And the week after that, a 10% increase in customer retention. So I'm going to break these into smaller pieces, cover them a little bit better, okay? The sales portion of the profit formula by far is going to take the largest portion of the owner's time. But it's not the most important sometimes. I mean, what I've covered in the past, just increasing sales isn't enough, all right? You need to make sure you're increasing profitable sales, all right? Excuse me. This ties in with the idea that every business at its heart is a marketing business. Dan Kennedy said that. A few other people that I follow, my brain won't bring them up right now. So you're not in the business of what you do or you produce. You're not like for me, I'm not in the CPA business. All right. You are in the business of getting new customers, keeping them as long as possible, and selling them as much as possible while they are customers. And we do that by basically making sure we provide a service or a product that meets a need that the customer has better than our competitors can do. All right. So let's talk. I'm going to outline some of the steps that we talk about. All right. So, how do I get a 10% increase in qualified leads? Above all else, you must be able to answer why the customer, when faced with all the choices available to them, including doing nothing, should buy from you. Otherwise, how will you attract your ideal customer? Now, I've spent a lot of time on this. If you go to my blog, go to wjb-cpa.com and click on the blog one and do the search in there, you'll find articles on, why customers should buy from you. This is often called you can also search online uh, for that, pretty simply. But at the end of the day, what is your unique selling position? All right, that's what we're talking about. What makes you different than your customers, than your competitors? I sat down with more than one client and they say, well, we're different. I search them online, get to their website because that's how people nowadays will look. And then I open their competitors and they're all saying the same thing. So when I'm faced with, I don't know you, when I'm faced with three or four choices that are the same, I'm going to pick the one that says they got the lowest cost or the one that's most convenient for me. That most likely won't be me. Okay. So now we need to get down. In our situation, what I'm basically, if you listen to our intro, which I repeat every week, our job is very simple. Our job is to help. What we're trying to do with our customers is trying to help them make more money and keep more of it from the IRS. Simple, straightforward, to the point. Can you come up with something like that? Second thing I would do that you need to do is determine who your ideal customers are. And it may be, I said customers, because let's say you're a restaurant, you might have, your church group that comes in on Sunday, or your morning breakfast crew, that people that come in every day for breakfast. And you may have your young group that comes in on Friday night, your karaoke night or something. Taco Tuesday is big in El Paso. Hell, it's big everywhere now. So what are you may have more than one ideal customer is what I'm trying to say. So what are their needs and how do you fulfill these needs better than your competition? You need to write that down. You need to use social media to attract qualified leads. Facebook and YouTube ads reasonably priced and provide a massive amount of traffic if done right. Not as well as they used to. All right. So this great opportunity, like I said, it was, but it hasn't been as good. Google ads for some people work. Sometimes it's content marketing. Sometimes it's email marketing, whatever. All right. Which is the next one. Create a plan to grow your email list. Most business owners don't spend enough time on this. We've designed and implemented a complete marketing program, starting with collecting customers and prospects' emails. We literally have gone through that. There's a lot of programs out there that'll do it, like Constant Contact, MailChimp is the one I was having trouble with. I think there's another one, but for some reason I can't get there. Once you have their emails, use autoresponders to welcome them, upsell, cross-sell automatically. All right. So that's how to use it. Plus to keep them. Michael's. There's another one out there, but that's one that I remember because my wife gets it every week. Send an email out every week without fail. It has a coupon in there. Bed Bath and Beyond used to do that. I don't know if they still do. All right. Some of these retail stores every week with a coupon, because you have to remind your customers you're still there and get them to come back in. All right. Next thing, identify your entry products. What is it? What do I mean by that? Those are products that typically bring in your new prospects. So what you're going to do, think about the last 10 to 20 people that called out of the blue. What were they asking for? That's your entry products. That's the ones people think about and look for you. All right. Design a marketing strategy to funnel prospects towards those products. The entry point in our CPA firm are tax returns, QuickBooks training, and new business questions. So we're ready. When they come in, we're ready for them. Choose sales tools that'll also direct your prospects to your entry products. If you're new in business, or even if you're not, I recommend buying Guerrilla Marketing by J. Conrad Levinson. It's an older book, but it's still good. He lists hundreds of tools every business owner can use without spending a fortune on marketing and advertising. It's out of date some, but there's some of his the place is still there. I don't think he's alive anymore. He may be. I don't mean to kill him off, but I don't think he is. But there's still the Guerrilla Marketing Network is out there, and there's a lot of books out there. There's one I think is even called Guerrilla Marketing Tools, which go through a couple hundred ideas. You're bound to get one or two out of that. One that I use, and that's what these are. Use content marketing to attract prospects. Every business, every company should have a blog. All right. I have seen a blog from a company that sells warehouse shoving. I don't even know how you keep a blog going that way, but they have. So, I mean, they literally, what you're doing is you're educating your customers, because educated customers buy more. Write that down. Educated customers buy more. So your job with the blog or with videos work better nowadays. That's why we're doing them. They're very easy to do. It's much easier for me to talk than to sit down and write a blog entry, though. I've written a ton of them. Got well over 1,000 blog entries on there. On our, like I said, go to wjb-cpa.com, hit the blog. Man, we've been doing it since 2010. All right. These articles can be then combined into an ebook sold on Amazon to attract even more qualified prospects. The book that I held up earlier, what that really was I went through and did a ton of, I looked at what I wanted the book to be, and I had written blog articles on literally just about everything. So it was just a matter of pulling them out, cleaning them up a little bit, and putting a book together. So how do you write a book? One bite at a time. It's really that simple. So that's what the blog's great at. Another thing it does, it goes back to answering your question at the very beginning. What I said at the very beginning. What makes you different? Somebody comes into us, we say, hey, what did I say we do? We help you make more money, and we help you cut your taxes. Well, anybody can say that. But by having the blog, I can show, look, I got a blog that sits there with tons of ideas for you to increase profits. And doing these videos, I have a lot of ideas for increasing profits and the coaching programs. But here's two that are free, that are out there, and the book. Now, I'm not just saying it, I'm providing proof. All right. You need to do that too. All right. The second thing is, if they come in and they're looking at tax planning, we show them our tax planning procedure. I'll pull up the tax planning program and show them how it works. So we're not just, shooting breeze. Plus, we got the tax planning that was covered in our blog a lot. All right. Plus on these videos. So again, it's a marketing tool, but it's also a way to close the sale. It's a way to differentiate yourself from your customers. People are looking for CPAs. They come into me and, I love the people that come in and say, well, I've outgrown my bookkeeper and I want to, I'm going to interview 4 or 5 CPAs, and you were recommended, and I love those guys because the other CPAs aren't doing what we're doing. Simple as that. So I love it when they come in and say that, because I got the sale. I already know it. Yeah, it's just up to me. Do I want them? Are they a good fit for our firm? All right. We don't want somebody who just wants us to do the tax return and put numbers in a box. We don't want that one. Or we don't do bookkeeping. We don't do payroll returns. That's another advantage of having a solid why me answer. Okay. We help you make more money and keep it from the IRS. Okay, why is that a good thing? Because it makes sure that I don't offer products that don't do those two things. That's why we don't do bookkeeping. That's why we don't do payroll returns. That's why we don't do 1099s. We're not busy in January because we don't do those things, because they don't fit with our mission statement of what we want to do. All right. So go back. I'm kind of glad I broke this up, because I'm already at 14 minutes. Didn't realize I could talk that long on a small part of this. So we're going to break this up. Next week, we're going to talk about how to increase the conversion. Once you get them to call you or to come into your store, how do you turn them into paying customers? That's what we're going to talk about next week. Hey, until next time, first of all, again, Happy New Year's. Let's make this and like I said, see you next week, and let's make this our most profitable year ever. Thank you very much. Have a great day, great week. and we'll see you.